Alright, what up? To all my subscribers, welcome back. You already know what time it is, man. First and foremost, I want to give a shout out and a thanks to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, my Father God, the King of all kings, ruler of all nations, baby. Today we're going to keep it popping, man. We're going to get into a topic today that, is very important, man, that I feel like, is going on so much in the world and not enough attention is being brought upon it. But if this is your first time checking out my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and become a part of the Wolf Gang family, baby. If you're already a member of the Wolf Gang, welcome back, man. As you can see right now, I got some canes, raisin canes. I don't know if y'all got a canes where y'all at, but I decided to do a mukbang with today. Got the sweet tea. I fuck the sweet tea hard. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get it popping like this right here. I wanted to talk to y'all today about how never punish a child by keeping him or her away from their mother or father. So many people, they do that to try to hurt the mother or the father, the baby daddy, the baby mama. So they'll take the child and not allow the child to, see, his or her mother or father. And that right there, is automatically selfish on your part, because you may have grown up in a household with a mother and a father, or with just a mother. But if you grew up in a household with just a mother, you know how it feels not to have your father, and vice versa. If you grew up in a household with both of your parents, then you know how vital and how important both parents are to their child. Even if that child has a stepmother or stepfather, it's always going to be that thought in the back of that child's mind. Like, damn, step pops is cool, but why my real pops didn't want me? Stepmom is cool, but why my biological mother didn't want me? It's always going to be that disconnect there. You know what I mean? So if the mother wants to be in the child's life and the father has custody, he should allow that. If the father wants to be in the child's life and the mother has full custody, she should allow that. Don't make your kids suffer and pay for something they had nothing to do with. Whatever y'all beef is between each other has nothing to do with that child. That child didn't ask to be here at the end of the day. That child didn't ask to be in a fucked up situation or in a fucked up position. You understand? And I'm speaking on that today because I have experience in that situation. So I'm gonna tell y'all this story. When I was 17 years old, I moved in with my homegirl. Now, my homegirl didn't have her own spot. She lived with her mother. So I moved in with them. And when I moved in with them, my homegirl had a boyfriend at the time. And rightfully so, the day I moved in, her and her boyfriend broke up because he had a problem with me being there. Rightfully so. I mean, what guy wants another guy living with his woman? Not only that, but we were sleeping in the same room. And so the day I moved in, the boyfriend was there. He was sitting on the couch when I first walked in the house. And he looked at me. He seen me. He got up and he left. He got up and left. They broke up, and that was that. But up until the point I got there, they were in a relationship. They were in a committed relationship. They were smashing, all of that. Obviously, they're in a relationship. So the day I moved in and he left, that night, I smashed. And 3 weeks later, both of us had morning sickness and go to the doctor, find out she's pregnant. Now, when I get this news, when we get this news, both of us was happy. I mean, we were young. We were too young to even, have that kind of responsibility. But at the same time, I was wild back in my day. Like back around that time, 17, 18 years old, I was wild. And I thought in the back of my mind, I knew that tomorrow's not promised to anybody, and anything can happen at any moment. And I asked myself, how people have their bucket list. So I asked myself, what's my bucket list? What is it that me, myself, I want to do before I leave this planet? And I sat and I thought about it long and hard. And I told myself, I say, I don't want to do no skydiving and all that goofy ass shit. It was only one thing I wanted. After I thought about it long and hard, only one thing I wanted. And that was to experience having a child. And that is to have a piece of me still here once I'm gone. We were living on the south side of Chicago. So pretty sure you all know, what the south side of Chicago is known for. Notorious for violence. And back then, I knew that every time you step out your front door, it's a possibility you might not make it home today. So, when she got pregnant, I was happy because I felt that, okay, that one box on my checklist, that one box I had on my to-do list, on my bucket list, was going to be checked off. I was going to experience how it feels to have a child, feel the love and the comfort and the joy and the innocence, and you know what I mean? Just feel that, because in my life I didn't have a whole lot of affection. I didn't have a whole lot of affection. It wasn't, always cool to be huggy and, kissy and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, when you hug somebody close and you get them a kiss on their cheek, you can feel that love, man. And I feel like, that is very important to people, to children in their lives, man. You gotta tell them you love them. You gotta be affectionate. You gotta show them you love them. You gotta make sure they feel that love. At the end of the day, man, you gotta think about it. They have the saying called YOLO. You only live once on this planet. Is that true? I don't know. People ask me, do you believe in reincarnation? I don't know. Because there have been stories and theories that support that, but at the same time, you don't know. You don't know what it's going to be. You don't know what's going to happen as far as coming back here, as another human being and stuff like that. You don't know if that's going to happen or not. So if this is my one and only shot here, I felt like I must accomplish this one goal, this one task. Let's have a child. So once I'm gone, a piece of me can still be here. So once I'm gone, that child can carry on my name. So I was happy. She was happy. And this was a female at the time. I thought I was going to stay with her. I thought I was going to marry her. Because once her boyfriend left, later on that night we smashed, we became a couple right then and there. She basically literally left him and came with me. So I started doing some calculating. Okay, 3 weeks. I moved in here 3 weeks ago. You had another boyfriend. You had a whole nother guy at that time. Y'all was smashed. So, just for clarity, just to be sure, just for my conscience sake, when the baby get here, let's get a DNA test done to make sure that he's mine. She was against it. Now, that instantly raised some red flags in my head. Why would you be against that? When you understand the situation, you know the situation. So, we're going to fast forward to when he was born. Here comes the day that he's born. And when I got that phone call, she called me Told me she was going into labor. I'm like, word, all right, cool. Mind you, this day, it was a blizzard. It was freezing cold outside. Snowing like crazy. I hop on a train, caught 2 trains, caught a bus, got a ride, all that, just to make it to the hospital. Because at that time when she gave birth, we weren't living together anymore. And when she gave birth, she was at a hospital that was way across town from where I was living. So I get there, I go up to the room. Nobody was in the room but her. I go in there. She's happy to see me. Now, from the time I arrived at the hospital, which was like a few hours after her. From that time, all the way up to the time she left the hospital, I was there. Washing up and all that, just to be by her side. So anything she need, I'm gonna go grab her. If she needs some food, I'm going downstairs to get some food. She don't want no hospital food, all right, what you want? I'll leave the hospital, go grab her something to eat, bring it back, boom, boom. Making sure she's well taken care of. Now, I know that this is probably not my child, but I'm thinking, I think it is, but even if it's not, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'm still finna be supportive. I'm still finna show you that at the end of the day, whether it's my child or not, you know, I'm gonna be there. I'm not finna just up and leave you and the child high and dry. I'm gonna be there. But I need to know if it's mine or not, because I need to know if it's mine or not. The fuck? Like, at the end of the day, my nigga, like, I'm not finna sit up here and put myself through this mental, you know, game and trivia for 18 years on, is that my son? Is that not my son? Is it my son? Is it not my son? I need to know facts. So we're there in the hospital. The other guy, who was the possible father, never showed up. But he knew that it was a possibility. Once she found out she was pregnant, he knew it was a possibility given the time length. So she gives birth. I'm holding her foot. I'm holding her leg as she's pushing. I'm there being 100% supportive. I cut the umbilical cord. I named the child after me. I gave him my last name. I named him. I gave him his first name and last name. I named that child. I claimed that child. Before he was born at the baby shower, I bought him buku clothes. Clothes, shoes, diapers, wipes, bottles, pacifiers, toys. I took full care of him. And in great ways. Because he got Timberlands, Jordans, Air Force Ones. Back then, academic fits was in. Got him academic fits and Sean John and all of that was popping back then. She didn't do any of that. Her ass was unemployed. She was unemployed when he was born. She was unemployed leading up to it. So she couldn't afford to go out and buy him all of this stuff. She couldn't afford to go out and buy him the nice things that may cost a little bit more. Now, I'm not trying to say the material things matter, but I'm trying to say is I make sure mine is well taken care of. Not just taken care of, but well taken care of. You feel what I'm saying? I'm doing this, and I'm not even sure this child is even mine. So she pushes him out. Boom. I cut the umbilical cord. I name him after me. She know that it's coming. She know that I'm gonna ask for that DNA test. So before I can ask for it, she did something that was weird. She spoke to the doctor when I stepped out. When I came back to the room, the doctor was walking out. And as I'm about to walk in the room, the doctor walked in out, and I said, "Hey, doc, is there any way we could get a DNA test done real quick?" He said, "Sorry, we don't do that here. We can't do that here." I'm like, this is a fucking hospital. What do you mean you can't do that here? You mean to tell me a clinic can do something a hospital can't? That makes no fucking sense. So right then and there, I knew some fishy shit was up. So I go in the room and I asked her, I'm like, hey, when you think we should get that DNA test done? This is what she tells me. You still on that? Fuck you mean am I still on that? Yeah, I'm still on that. Motherfucker, when can we get this shit done? She says, oh, you don't trust me and you this and you that. I'm like, shorty, you have to understand something. This has nothing to even do with from the time me and you got together up until now. It has nothing to do with that. This has to do with before me and you got together when you was with him. That's what this got to do with. You understand? I just need to know. I just need that clarity. That's all. Not once did I say, oh, if it's not my baby, I'm going to leave you high and dry. I just needed to know for myself. What's so fucking wrong about that? So, we didn't get it done at the hospital. But in the back of my mind, I'm still like, man, this is my kid. I felt that in my heart. I claimed that. This is my kid. This is my son. So, I'm gonna fast forward. Fast forward to, he was 2.5. So now he's 2.5 years old. Me and the mother still together. Still haven't got the DNA test done. They used to come over like every weekend to kick it with me. I was living with my grandfather. So this weekend they come over to kick it with me. And we're playing, having a good old time. I think my mama had cooked like some breakfast, that morning. So we eating breakfast. We like just kicking it around the crib, just good vibes, good vibes. And everything was going good. Playing with my son. Me and my son, we had a walk to Taco Bell. So I'm playing with him as we walk into Taco Bell. He running to me. I'm throwing him up in the air. I remember me and him started racing. We were running on the sidewalk, and he had tripped and he fell. When he tripped and fell, he started to cry. He looked at me. He started to cry. I told him, get up, shake that shit off. That shit don't hurt you. Wipe that shit off. Come on. And then he put that cry away and got up and kept going. So I'm handling my father duties on all areas. I'm providing for him, I'm protecting him, I'm teaching him, I'm leading him in the right direction. So that night comes around. My son was already asleep. So me and my baby mama, we just talking. Well, possible baby mama, I'm gonna say ex. So fast forward, later on that night, about to go to bed. My son was already asleep. My son was already asleep. Me and her, we're sitting on the bed having a conversation, just talking about life. And her phone rings. She hit decline. Like, what the fuck was that about? It said, oh, nothing. Like, what you mean? Like, who was that? Who called you? Oh, there was nobody. Okay. Phone rings again. She hit decline again. I say, oh, no, man, you're not finna keep doing this shit. Who the fuck is that calling you? Because you hitting that damn decline button every time. You obviously know who the fuck that is. Oh, nobody. I said, okay. If nobody calls you again, answer that motherfucker. Motherfucker called again. She answered the phone. When she answered the phone, she didn't realize that the volume was up to the point where I can hear who's on the other end. I heard a guy's voice. So instantly I say to myself, like, okay, she don't got no brother. It ain't no one of her male cousins calling at this hour. Who the fuck could that be? She tells the guy, I'm gonna call you back. I said, I grab the phone. Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this? This her man, nigga. Who the fuck is this, nigga? How you her man? I'm her man. Word? That's what we doing? So I tell her. So that's what we on now? No, this just my friend. I'm like, here we go with this friend shit. So I said, if that's your friend, why he just say he your man? Instantly, right then and there, I told her ass, it's over. She get to crying, making a scene. Give a fuck about none of that. This shit is over. So next morning, we get up. She trying to be all nice to me and shit. It's still done. The fuck? We're done. Start crying. And my mama came out the room. She trying to beg and plead with my grandfather, with my mama, to try to change my mind about being with her. I told her ass, this relationship is done. Finito. So, you know, my mama, my grandfather, they tell me like, you know, don't be so hard on her. But at that time, I'm like, she don't even know all the things that I was sacrificing for her, trying to do for us as a family. I had planned, I was about to marry her because I was about to join the army and all that shit at that time. I was making plans for our future. And this is what you're doing. Talking to other niggas. Talking to other niggas and shit. And not only that, and then you're gonna lie to me about this shit. So, her and my son went home. I told her, as far as I'm concerned, this is my son, my child. Still gonna be in his life. He's still gonna be well taken care of. We're gonna still hang out, spend time. But as far as me and you as a couple, we're done. We're finished. We're through. Right then and there, once I realized at the end of the day, we don't want the same things out of life. I'm trying to create and build a family, and you're trying to be a thought. So right then and there, I told her ass, hey, this relationship is dead. So her and my son, they leave, they go home. When she gets home, she calls my phone, she's begging, pleading again. I tell her this shit is over with, but like I say, when I call, it's strictly about my son. Like, it's strictly about him now. Has nothing to me and you, is no more, it's strictly about him. Then she tells me this is what she tells me. It's either gonna be both of us or neither one of us. What? What sense do that make? Why would you even say some shit like that? It's gonna be both of us or neither one of us. So I start going off. I start snapping on the phone. Just going off. Then this motherfucker tell me, why are you going so hard for a child that ain't even yours? Right then and there, I felt like I got the answer that I've been looking for this whole time. I felt like she knew that that child was his, and she realized that that guy is a bum. He wasn't gonna take care of the child. He wasn't gonna be there for the child. And she realized that I was a hardworking man that was financially taking care of him. I was there, I was present, I was teaching him, I was spending time with him. So she's looking at the two fathers like, you know what? You're the father, but I would prefer for him to be the father. So we're gonna play this game. So when she said that, I went off on the phone once again, just going off, right? So I tell her, shorty, all I know is I want to see my son. So next weekend, I'm going to come over there to get my son so I can spend time with him. Fast forward, next week come. I call her. Hey, we all at? Are we at the crib? I'm like, all right, cool. Y'all gonna be there? Yeah, we just chilling at the crib. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm about to come pick them up. So have them ready. And make sure you don't leave the crib until I get there, because I'm on my way right now. I want to pick them up. We go do what we got to do. And that's it. You feel me? I don't want no type of fucking games and shit. So, all right, cool. So I leave the crib. And this is back before I had a whip. So I hop on 2 train, hop on the blue line, take the blue line train to the red line, hop on the red line train, hop off the red line train, take the bus over to their block, then walk up the block. I get to the crib, and this time she's staying with her aunt. I get to the crib, I knock on the door, no answer. I knock on the door again, no answer. So now I bang on the door, so just in case, you know, they took a nap, they're in the basement, something. I'm banging on the door, so make sure that they can hear me. The whole time I'm hearing the dog, they had a Rottweiler. The whole time I'm hearing the dog in the house barking like a motherfucker. One thing I remembered from last time I was over there, whenever they're at home, they're in the crib, the dog is in the crib. The only time they let the dog out to roam around the yard is when nobody's home. The dog was in the crib. His ass was in the crib barking. So I know somebody's here. So I'm banging on the door even harder now. Banging that shit, right? No answer. So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she's using the bathroom or something. So I sit on the steps, right there on the front porch. I wait for a minute. Then I bang on the door again, even harder. By this time, you got people all on the block looking at me and shit like, because I'm beating on this motherfucking door. So now I'm a little worried, but at the same time, I'm like, yo, did she step out real quick, or like, what the fuck is going on here? Walk back up the block, hop on the bus, take the bus to the red line, take the red line back to the blue line, take the blue line train back to the crib. I get back to the crib, and mind you, I was calling her too while I was banging on the door, calling her, she not answering. So I get back to the crib. Tell me why when I get back to the crib, my mama tell me, oh, she had just called me. She said that she didn't want you to get him today. What? What the fuck? I told this motherfucker last week I'm coming to get him. I told her today, just got off the phone with her ass before I went up there and told her I'm coming to get him. And she said, cool. So they was in the crib the whole time. Whole time I'm banging on the fucking door, they in the crib. She just not answering the fucking door. So I made that long ass trip for nothing. And then shortly after that, she took my son and moved to Indiana. Moved all over the place. Kept dodging me. She took him and ran. That's one thing I don't understand about, you know, this law. Because it takes 2 people to have a child. The child is half hers, half mine. 50-50, right? And we have the equal responsibility to care for that child, right? Okay. Why is it that the woman automatically gets sole custody? She's considered the primary parent. I understand that, you know, the woman carry the child. We got to push the child to you, and you got to push the child out. You understand what I'm saying? The child came out of us both. The child didn't just come out of you. And for the simple fact that you carry the child, yeah, and all that's fine and dandy and beautiful, but at the end of the day, that does not mean that because you carried the child, that the dad is just, oh, fuck him, he don't even really matter. I carried you, so I'm the only one that matters. What the fuck? So, after that happened, right, I'm fucking going nuts. I'm going off on the phone. I call her, I'm going off. She took him, she went run all around with him. I couldn't get in touch with him. The woman gets the child. She takes the child wherever she wants. Doesn't have to tell the father shit. And that's considered parenting. But if a father take the child from the mother, he go off and do exactly what she did. Take the child, move somewhere, and don't tell the mother, that's kidnapping. Makes no fucking sense to me at all. And the shit is not right. The shit is not fair. The shit is not fair. So moving forward, I couldn't find him. She moving all around with him. Can't find him. Whatever. He was 2.5 years old once that happened. I was in his life from birth up to 2.5 years, to the point where she took him and ran. From 2.5 to 10, I didn't know where they were and what they was doing to see okay. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I couldn't find her for fucking 8 years. From 2.5 to 10, I couldn't find her. Somehow my sister and my mother got his whereabouts like a week, 2 weeks before his 10th birthday, and they gave it to me. They let me know, hey, we got the info on Corey. All right, cool, what it is. I was so fucking excited when my sister called me with information on him that, you know, they got the number to him and they know where he at. I was so fucking excited. I was at work. I walked out the building. I was jumping around in the fucking parking lot, jumping for joy. So happy, glad, and excited that, okay, now I got a phone number to my son. Now maybe we can, you know, talk about what happened in the past, and we can mend our relationship, and we can get going in a positive direction. Because the way I was thinking about it, he's 10. From 2.5 to 10. I understand kids need their parents at all ages. But at 10 years old, he haven't even got out here in life yet, right? He haven't really jumped off the porch yet. So I'm like, I still got time enough to where I can catch him before he jump off the porch and stray him in the right direction, and we can try to build our relationship. I was outside jumping in the fucking parking lot, super fucking excited, bro. I'm smiling, motherfuckers looking at me like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm smiling, nobody knows what the fuck I'm smiling about. So I tell myself, I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna call him right now. His birthday's next week. I'm gonna call him on his birthday, because that'd be a dope birthday present, right? At least thought it would. His birthday rolled around. A week later, I called him, and this is the most awkward ass phone call I've ever had to make. I didn't know what to say. Like, what do you say? What do you say in a situation like that? So I just told him, I said, man, I called. His aunt picked up the phone. I want him to speak to Corey. She get a phone to Corey. I'm like, hey man, I know you don't know me, but I was hoping we could sit down, we could have a chat, bro, and talk about what happened, what didn't happen, all of the blurry lines. We could just sit down, talk, and clear them up. And I'm figuring all kids like toys and arcades and shit, right? So I'm like, hey man, I come pick you up. We can go to Six Flags. We can go to Play Zone, arcade, go grab something to eat, go see a movie, whatever. And we can sit down and chop it up and just talk. Any questions you got, and just talk and catch up. And from 10 on up, build a healthy relationship. He said no. I'm like, what? He said no. He wasn't interested. Now I'm thinking that's gonna get him, right? Arcades and toys and shit, right? Like, that's what kids like, right? So I'm like, that'll be a good way just to get him around me to pay attention to what I have to say, because he already heard her side of the story. That ain't right. That ain't fair. He heard her side, but he never even gave me a chance to tell my side. Get her side, get my side, put it together, and come up with whatever you come up with. But at least hear both of our sides. Hear both of our sides. Give us both a chance. Never gave me that chance. So I said, all right, man, well, you know, in the future, maybe one day we can get together, man. You got my number. Text me, call me, whenever you want to talk. You got any questions, whenever, bro. You know, even if you want to hang out, call me. I come scoop you up, whatever. He gives the phone back to his aunt. His aunt gets on the phone and she says, he's mad because he feel like you left him. I'm like, shorty, first of all, I didn't leave him. His mother took him. That's the difference. And she said, yeah, but she told him that you left him. Y'all see what the fuck I had to put up with? Y'all see what the fuck I gotta put up with? You see this bullshit? She gonna tell him that I left him, that I don't care about him when she took him and fucking ran. So I tell the aunt, like, you know that ain't true. Because me and the aunt used to be cool. I'm like, you know that ain't true. I used to pull up over there with crazy bags of clothes, Jordans, Timberlands, Air Force Ones, you know what I mean, diapers, all that. Pull up with buku bags. He used to get so much shit, he would grow out of shit before he even get a chance to wear it. That's how much shit he had. Got a pair of $150 Jordans, didn't even wear. That's how much shit he was getting. From what I was told, his mother has not been taking good care of him from any standpoint. He's been bouncing around living with aunts to grandma to this person, that person. And from a financial standpoint, from what I hear, from what they tell me, is they're broke, they're poor. He has a hard time getting school clothes. So once I tell the aunt, you know damn well that that's not true, I didn't leave him. She says, well, you could have came to my job and talked to me about it. Why the fuck would I go to your job and talk to you? For one, you're her aunt. You're going to take her side automatically. And I know that for sure because you always have. For two, why would I come to you and talk to you about it when you ain't got shit to do with this? This is between me and her. You feel what I'm saying? You can't stop her from doing whatever the fuck she want to do at the end of the day. For three, since that happened, between 2.5 to 10 years old, I've lived in Chicago, New York, Kentucky, Texas, Florida, Alabama. I've lived all over the place, bro. I don't have time. My life still goes on. I got other kids to take care of. I still got bills. My life still goes on. I don't have time to be coming up to your fucking job every fucking week to talk to you about what my son is. So I told her the same thing. Hey, well, y'all got my number. You got it. He got it. If he ever wants to call me, talk to me, got questions, hang out, whatever, just tell me hit my line. Feel free. He welcome. He's welcome. He don't have to feel like nervous or should I call him? Can I call him? You got my number. Call me, text me, whatever. Get off the phone. So now, as weeks are going by, I'm still having this hope because I'm like, at the end of the day, maybe he just needs time to cool out. Maybe he just needs time to realize what the fuck is going on. Maybe he just needs time to put the pieces together. And then maybe he'll text me out the blue. Or maybe he'll call me out the blue. Like, yo, what up, Pops? Like, let's kick it. Now, he's real close with my mother. He's close with my mother. You know what I mean? Because since he was 10, him and my mother been building their relationship. But from all the fucked up shit his mother has told him about me, he doesn't want to have anything to do with me. And I'm thinking to myself now, between 10, today's his birthday. He's 14 today. Between his 10th birthday and today, that's 4 years. Our relationship could have been good by now. Our relationship could have been somewhat mended, if not mended. Our relationship by now could have been to a point where I know him, he know me. He's spending time with me, I'm teaching him. All of these things, providing and everything. Because from what I hear, like I said, by his mother being broke and poor, his aunt calls my mother and tells my mother that she needs financial help with him. I see pictures of him. He got on old ass clothes. Shit that ain't fresh, ain't in style. Ain't looking the best. But my kids are looking fly. Jordans, Timberlands, Air Force Ones, fresh ass fits. You feel what I'm saying? Because I make sure my kids are well taken care of and make sure they have the best. I'm not a materialistic person, but at the same time, I take very good care of my children. He could have been like them. He could have been, and like I said, I don't even know if this guy's even my son. I'm doing all of this shit over a child that might not even be mine. From when he was 2.5 to 14. I just took myself through all of this motherfucking mental stress and drama over this kid that probably is not even mine. Doing all of this shit for a kid that might not even be mine. And still to this day, so that was when he was 10. I spoke to him on his 10th birthday. Haven't spoken to him since. They never used my number. They haven't called me. They haven't texted me. None of that shit. She told me that he feel like I left him when his mother told him that I didn't want anything to do with him was a big ass fucking lie. So you guys are gonna run with that lie, right? Because I'm here telling y'all that that did not happen. I'm here trying to mend the relationship, build a relationship. I'm here trying to be there, trying to be supportive, trying to, take care of him from a financial standpoint, trying to spend time with him, I'm here trying to do these things and offering these things, and you guys are declining it. Well, there's nothing else I can do. I can't make y'all accept it. Like they said, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. I can't get in your body and act for you. You understand? I can't make decisions for you. All I can do is lend my hand. Lend my helping hand. It's on you to accept it or not. They don't want to do that. They didn't want to do that. She took my son and ran away with him. And I couldn't do shit about it because she's the primary parent. She's the mother. So like I said, man, that's it's fucked up, man. It's a fucked up game. It's a fucked up game, and unfortunately, a lot of people going through that shit though. A lot of people going through that. You know what I'm saying? That's just a fucked up part of reality. A fucked up part of society that we got to deal with. So, like I said, man, in the future, will we ever be able to mend that relationship? I don't know. I'll put it to you like this though. I'll be willing. I'll be open to, having a conversation with him if he decides to want to talk to me or whatever. But today is his 14th birthday. He's 14 years old. He's a teenager now. And it just sucks that he's misinformed. He has the wrong information. It sucks that this woman put all that bullshit in his head. He's believing it. And now I'm here to try to tell him that that's not true and explain my side and explain myself. And he won't even accept it. So you'll hear her part, but you don't want to hear my part. Like I said, it's cool though. But like I said, I'm doing all of this shit for a child that might not even fucking be mine. So at the end of the day, I'm probably wasting my time anyway. So all my subscribers, man, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in again for another chat, another story time, as well as a Mukbang, whatever the fuck. But I hear some people call it Mukbang. I hear some people call it Mukbang. I don't know how the fuck to pronounce it, so I call it both of them. Fuck it. But thank y'all for supporting me, man. Thank y'all for coming to enjoy this the story time, and I really appreciate all y'all, man. Like I said, I call this, my squad, my subscribers, the Wolf Gang. And we the Wolf Gang because when you come to this channel, man, we're gonna talk about real shit. We're gonna talk about any and everything. You feel what I'm saying? We building over here a family. We're building a gang, a positive gang. Wolf Gang is a positive gang, and it is a family, and it's one of confidence. It's one of respect. It's one of dignity, honor. You know what I'm saying? It's one that's tough. You know what I'm saying? Whether you catch the Wolf Gang or you catch a wolf by itself, we strong. Whether we stand alone or we with a pack, we strong in every way. And that's why I call this the Wolf Gang. My subscribers, man, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. To everybody new, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and become a part of this Wolf Gang family, baby. So until next time, man, I love y'all. Take care. Be safe.